Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Alhamdulillah, we have just in the previous video talk about how we have to save the millennial generation of the ummah before they are afflicted by the same disease of aimlessness, addiction and entitlement syndrome that is facing many of the youth of the world today. So we have to reflect about how this ummah became the ummah that created this civilization. This 21st century civilization will not be possible without the contribution of the ummah from the Muslim world, because the civilization for 800 years subsequent to our Holy Prophet Muhammad SAW was the civilization of the Muslim. It was only subsequently in the late 1400 onwards we become passive and weak, and later on by the 19th century the last caliphate, the Ottoman Caliphate, disappeared from this planet Earth for the Muslim. But what are the contributions of this strong scholar-based civilization? Because Islam is based on ilm. Allah teaches us and tell us about our life must be based on ilm. There will be a difference between the ignorant and the people who are ulil albab, people who use the intellect, people who think, people who seek knowledge, and people who develop this world in a positive manner. So throughout our history we can see all these things. If you want to find, you can just Google Wikipedia and you can see we have the list of Muslim scientists, we have the list of Muslim astronomers, we have the list of Muslim biologists, neuroscientists, psychologists, Muslim chemists and alchemists, economists and social scientists, you name it. Alright? Geographers and earth sciences, mathematicians, a whole list of mathematicians. Alright? Physicists and engineers, surgeons, these are all not created. This is Wikipedia. Alright? So, as I've mentioned, we have this rich, very, very rich heritage of manuscripts all over in the Western libraries, which are kept by them, in which if we are going to start translating, studying their work, you can see they are very, very far advanced than all these modern psychologists that so-called are graduating from all these top universities all over the world. So we have a productive culture. This ummah is a very productive ummah. We produce scientists, we produce scholars, we produce everything that became the precursor from the dark ages of Europe to the Renaissance to this 21st century. So we have contributed. So we should not deny that greatness of this ummah that Allah has endowed upon us through our Holy Prophet Muhammad SAW and the hard work of the Sahabis, the Tabi'in, the scholars, the teachers and so on, who has brought this deen for us to see and realize the depth and the strength of this ummah. So I just want to look at psychology only. I just want to read a few names and you'll be surprised. Okay, I'll just read the name. As I said, this is Wikipedia. I just want to read you a few names. Biologists, neuroscientists and psychologists from the last 800 years of the Muslim civilization. Okay, for example, Ibn Sirin, alright, author of the work on dreams and dreams interpretation. So we have dreams and dream interpretation in the year 654. Ibn Sirin lived in that age and he has written series of books on dreams and dream interpretation. Al-Kindi, pioneer of psychotherapy and music therapy. So Muslims have music therapy. So today we have some Muslim music is haram. You know, they don't study the heritage of this great ummah. That is Al-Kindi. He was a pioneer of psychotherapy and music therapy. Ibn Sahal Rabbani At-Tabari, pioneer of psychiatry, clinical psychiatry and clinical psychology. Ahmad Ibn Sahal Al-Bakhi, pioneer of mental health, medical psychology, cognitive therapy, psychophysiology, psychosomatic medicine. Al-Farabi, pioneer of social psychology and consciousness study of consciousness. So you see, we have these great people. Ali ibn Abbas al-Majusi, pioneer in neuroanatomy neurobiology and neurophysiology. Abu al-Qasim al-Zahari, Abu Qasim, pioneer of neurosurgery. We even have in our Muslim civilization that we could operate even on the brain. There are tools today in the various museums to show how Muslims have been able to do neurosurgery and the patient survive. All right. Ibn al-Hazm, founder of experimental psychology, psychophysics, phenomenology, and the idea of visual perception. Al-Biruni, pioneer of reaction time. So we have what we have. For example, I was talking about FET, feeling, emotion, thinking mode. Al-Biruni was working on this idea of what is the reaction time. Ibn Sina, we know, alright, Ibn Sina or Ibn Sina, pioneer of neuropsychiatry, thoughts experiment, self-awareness and self-consciousness. Ibn Zuhur, alright, pioneer in neurology and neuropharmacology. Alright. Averroes, pioneer in Parkinson's disease. Ibn Tufil, pioneer in tabula rasa and nature versus nature. Right? So you can see this idea of whether DNA is influencing you, nature or nurture. Alright? And so many more. Ibn al-Qayyim, Al-Jawzi, we have Al-Imam Ghazali, Hujjatul Islam, who has very great depth and perception of the whole world of psychology. Alright? So we can see that this civilization of the Ummah has brought generations and upon generations and generations of scholars just in one little field, as I say, of psychology. So if we are going to revive this idea, we can revive this idea by developing this idea of positive Islamic psychology, relieve this grandeur of this depth of our scholarship by what? Hard work. They work very, very hard. Without internet, without computers, by just sheer struggle. They studied, they did experiment, and they manuscripted all this great manuscript that is now lying around in many, many libraries all over the world. I challenge you all, the these millennials, wake up. See the greatness of our civilization. See the hard work of our forefathers. Develop the strength and be the best in whatever field that you choose to be. So, inshallah, if we do that, then we will then rise above our current problem. And remember, always strive to be the best, to receive the best and fulfill the best with the grace of Allah. And always strive to be the Caliph of Allah. Always strive to make yourself good, to help others to be good and make this world good, inshallah.